What is going on, YouTube? It is today's project guide back here for another fun session of mess with the Eclipse and make it do things that it didn't do when it came from the factory. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Sorry I've been gone for a while, guys. We are getting back to this thing. It's been about a month now since I've actually really even driven this thing. It's winter in upstate New York. It's crappy. I've been trying to avoid driving around the salty ass roads and tearing it all up and getting rust, but anyway, took it out last night, got it all cleaned out, and because the exhaust is all brand new and nice and noisy, I've been kind of leaving it parked because New York State, it's illegal to modify your exhaust in any form or fashion, and this has obviously got some bigger pipes on it. It's pretty freaking loud. I've been trying to leave it out here parked, and I've been driving the Focus around, and been doing a lot of side work. I've been remodeling some apartments and whatnot, and obviously that stuff slows down progress on other things. But anyway, today I'm going to take this puppy out front. Excuse me. I've got to get the grinder out. I've got to get some drill bits, a couple other little things. I was looking at it. Jeez, throat won't clear. And I think I'm going to end up doing the fart can plug on this little tip. And as you can see, it's already rusted on that front part there. I didn't paint it. Unfortunately, I'm going to probably cut that flush so it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to try to use this little baffle. I'm going to drill some holes in the tip there. I was just playing around with a Sharpie, seeing where I could cut out on this to make it more free-flowing, but I'm afraid if I put too many holes in it or cut too many chunks out of it, it won't work anymore. Even though I got a welder, I still don't want to mess with it. So it's gonna go inside of the pipe. Once it's flush, a little something like that. I don't know, I may punch some holes in the outer diameter of it here. This little inner lip, probably go around and put a couple of holes through it instead of cutting out these weird shapes that I was going to do. And obviously I'm going to punch a couple of holes in here just to hopefully promote a little bit more flow, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start this thing up and give it a second to warm up and let you guys can hear how loud this thing gets. It does drive great now. The turbo spools up nice and quick. I definitely would recommend doing a 3-inch exhaust if you haven't done one. Don't go 2.5, go 3. It's not worth it for the 2.5. You get so much more flow out of these 3s, and obviously there's still a restriction at my downpipe, which we will be changing here in the future. But other than that, she's a happy little girl. Oh yeah, this has got to go. All this tint. This is something I haven't really ever messed with. So if any of you guys know, what's the best way to get tint out of your window without damaging the defrost? I'd love to know. I've heard of people using ammonia. Some of them use Windex and a heat gun. And I mean, I've never done it before. I've never had to take tint out. Not this kind of tint. I've taken it out of side windows, and not rear windshields though. This is pretty big. Luckily, it's a hatch. So anyway, enough talking. Let's get to warming this puppy up. I'll show you how loud this thing gets. Obviously, you've heard it before, but in case you haven't, here it is. All right, so down here, this carpet is absolutely disgusting looking in this video. The guy that I bought it from, he actually had the, oh, there's a bunch of water down there, I can vacuum out. I put a bunch of soap and cleaner and stuff on the floor last night trying to get rid of some of the brake fluid that was down there. Obviously, you guys know when your clutch master cylinder up there breaks, it drains right down onto the floorboard here, and obviously that happened to me, so I've been battling with that. Right after I bought it, the guy told me, oh, keep an eye on the reservoir. The original owner that I bought it from, she said that you gotta top it off every once in a while, and if you don't, you lose your clutch. So, of course, after I got it, I forgot totally about that during purchase, and about a week into owning it, the clutch master cylinder decided to start spraying down on the inside of the floor here and make everything nice and slippery. So that's something that's got to get looked at, along with replacing these seats. But anyway, what we're here for, she noisy. pretty loud when you're sitting right there. And this is another thing. I got the other door handle I'm going to throw in, but you guys don't need another video on how to do a door handle. It's the same as the other side, just flip it. But anyways, yeah, this it's pretty loud when you start it up. It's definitely noisy, so I don't know how well this will work just by sticking it in, but quiets it down a little bit, but it's got an oblong cut to it. So we're going to cut it flush with a grinder. We're going to quiet this thing down a little bit and make it so I can drive it around town again. I'm just really worried about getting a ticket. I don't want to get a fix-it ticket or an exhaust ticket or anything like that because I don't want to deal with it. But anyway, cleaned this whole thing out yesterday. The seats are obviously smoked. Dash is all wiped down. It was really, really filthy. I mean, I never really went through this thing and cleaned it out like I should have right after I bought it, but it's now getting better. I'm still looking. If any of you guys out there have the ashtray insert, that's the only piece of this car that I'm missing. I have every other part. It came with the majority of everything that I needed, obviously. It was a relatively stock, unmolested vehicle, so if you guys know where I can find one of those ashtrays, I've been on the Facebook DSM Classifieds page, and I've asked probably 15 people doing part outs with 2Gs. You know, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for the thing. I'm not trying to get it for free, but if you happen to have one laying around, feel free to give me a yell. Hit me up on Instagram or send me an email at todaysprojectguide@gmail.com, and I will gladly hit you up with some PayPal and get her shipped over. It's the last piece of the puzzle over here. But anyway, we're going to get this thing out front. I'm going to go grab some tools, and I will see you in a minute. Okay, guys, so brought the little Home Depot bucket head vacuum out and sucked up some of the stuff that was on the floor left over from yesterday. If you guys have never seen one of these, they're awesome. They're like 25 bucks, and you get the hose. Then you can buy the little attachments, like I got that little attachment there, some extension, a wider head, and it's a wet dry vac with a filter that slides over the bottom of it. So you take the filter off, you can use it as a wet vac, put the filter back on, you can suck up dirt and all that other stuff. It tips over a lot because it's top heavy, but I mean, that thing works great. So I cleaned my whole car out last night, well, earlier in the day yesterday, and that little thing was perfect for the job. I even got up underneath the hood and got the leaves and crap sucked out that had fallen while I was doing the valve seals, and stuff fell behind the battery bracket and under that little cowl that goes underneath your wipers. There's a bunch of leaves and stuff that fell under there, but what can you do? So anyway, got the grinder out. What I plan on doing is I don't want to take it all the way off, so I'm going to just go from right here. I'm going to cut it straight up, so it's a flush cut. So I'm going to cut right down through the bottom. This way I don't got to disconnect anything, and hopefully this worn out blade will work. If not, I got a whole bunch of them upstairs. Anyway, I'm going to cut that off real fast, and hopefully I can get it back to this point right here on the bottom. Cut this little shape off that I made and fit the silencer in there. Yeah, should be fun. Once I get that cut off, I'm going to drill a couple of holes in it for the bolts and bolt this puppy in. Crossing my fingers that it all goes nice and smooth. What I'm going to do here is take these bolts out of this little toy here, this little silencer. It actually fits in there pretty perfectly, and once it's held back up, it's still sticking far enough out the back to where it's not going to hurt nothing. So I don't think I'm going to add anything onto it. I'm just going to punch a couple of holes real fast, maybe clean off that little bit of rust and hit it with some spray. And we're going to put this thing together. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a couple of holes around the outer edge here with the drill, and then a couple in the back side of the tube to hopefully promote some airflow out of this thing. But other than that, I think this will be a pretty quick job. Alright there, guys. Got this thing all figured out. Sorry I didn't record it. I actually ended up having a couple of people show up to view the place I just finished remodeling. But they didn't have an appointment, and there's no for sale sign. It was kind of an awkward encounter. Or for rent sign, rather. But I don't know. I don't know how they found the place. Who knows? There's no address posted online. I think they were fishing, we'll call it. But anyway, I took this and cleared it all off. I cleaned all the little bit of rust that was on here around the weld from me not paying attention to cleanliness, I guess you could call it. I threw some, where are you, some spray paint on it. This stuff right here, the VHT engine enamel high temperature paint. This stuff right here, I've painted exhaust parts before with, and I've never had them really burn up or flake off. The only place that I ever have issues with them is on manifolds. Those things get piping friggin' hot, and I'm sure you guys know that. Other than that, I got the 3 screws punched through here. I got the baffle inserted. I drilled a couple holes in the center of this pipe going through. Other than that, I'm going to see how it goes. I might punch some holes through the face like I said earlier, but I'm going to try this first, see how it sounds, if it's quieted down enough, if it feels restrictive and the turbo doesn't spool up the way it was prior. I mean, obviously this is going to mess with it some. I might just come and punch some holes for better flow. Other than that, it's looking good. I'm going to put it back up on the hanger, lower the car down, fire her up, and let you guys hear what she sounds like. Okay guys, we're finished with this. It's a little quieter. Probably reduced it by at least 25%. It's got a little different noise to it now. You can still hear it. It's not screaming, thank God. And it also quiets down once it warms up a little bit more. But other than that, I'd call that a success. It definitely sounds muffled. It doesn't sound as raspy and throaty as it did prior. What can you do? So we're gonna call it a day with this, guys. I'm going to let this thing warm up, take it for a quick drive. Like I said, at least it's not straight through screaming anymore. So that's a pro. I think you can probably hear it all right here. It's also echoing off that wall. Well, temporary fix. I'm probably going to end up just swapping out the muffler that's on this thing eventually, and when I get my downpipe, I'm going to be replacing some other pieces as well. I want it to be a true 3-inch from the O2 dump all the way to the back end, so maybe another resonator is going to go in here, maybe a quieter muffler. I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit of research and see how it goes. But anyway, that's it for today's episode, guys. Thanks for watching. We're going to have some more good stuff coming up in the future. A couple more videos to go, and we're going to have a front mount intercooler system going on. And yeah, hopefully we get some more nice days like this. 53 or 55 degrees or something like that today in the middle of January. Upstate New York. Unheard of. But anyway, that's it, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you want to follow the channel and see some more interesting stuff we're going to do to this thing. And again, if any of you guys have a great, easy, or not so hard way of getting this tint out of the window, feel free to shoot a comment on this video, or like I said earlier, email us, todaysprojectguide@gmail.com. I would love to hear a good solution. If any of you guys out there are tint professionals or have experience with it, let me know. I would definitely appreciate the help. And as always, you guys take it easy. Have a great day. And we will see you next time at Today's Project Guide. Thanks for watching.